in New York at the NYAC. Dave Vincent alongside Dave Fink, the Edel Handball WPH Race for 8 Tour. Danny Cordova and Sean Lenning for this round of 16 match on Upset Friday, I should say, as Dave Fink steps into the booth here. Dave, I know you don't like to talk about yourself, but you played this young kid by the name of Colin Crehan from Ireland. He comes in, wins the qualifier, beats Billy O'Donnell, who's been really probably one of the most inspired handball players as of late, losing all that weight, and we know how good Billy is. He beat him in a qualifier, and then he wins the qualifier finals, and then he goes up against you and defeats you in that round of 16 match, and now he makes it to the quarterfinals. I mean, this is unreal if you look at the bracket, Dave.
Yeah, he's had an amazing tournament. Colin Crehan, Dave, all 3 matches he won, 25-23, 25-23, and then 17-15 and 15-13. So he's winning the close games. He seems to be fearless under pressure, just going for his shots. Speaking of fearless under pressure, Dave, Danny Cordova, who's been on fire since qualifying for the first time in November. He's made the round of 8 now twice in the last 3 starts, also won the Collegiate Nationals, going up against his 3-wall doubles partner, Dave, Sean Lenning. This is a guy that he's looked up to for a lot of years, and this is a big match for both these guys. Sean Lenning currently at number 4 in the rankings, number 5 in the point standings. He'll move up to number 4 on the point standings. Danny could become a member of the Elite 8 with a win here today.
Wow, so invited to Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
And that's really just sort of a late season surgence from Danny Cordova, as we're waiting for the referee to go ahead and start calling the score here. On the backcourt, Mondo Ortiz won the first game against Michael Schneider, 15-11.
All right, we got 2 linesmen.
Our referee here is Vic Perez.
And Luis, and then I think we're playing. Yeah. No, we got Abraham. My fault. All right, there you go. We got John Hingy.
And Danny Cordova defeated his
0,
arch rival,
0.
Martin Mulkerns, to win the Collegiate Nationals. They played in 4 straight Collegiate National finals. Danny finally winning the final one. And there's an error from Sean Lenning. Dave, he's prone to making a lot of amazing shots and a lot of errors.
If there's a difference between last year and this year on these courts. Remember how cold it was last year? This year it's almost too warm. How did you feel when you were in there huffing and puffing? Did it seem to play a factor?
It wasn't huffing and puffing at all.
Oh.
But no.
2-0.
It felt fine in there. It certainly was different than last year when it was hot. But this was the court that was cold last year, and this year it's not cold.
Well, now the players are saying it's too warm, so I guess you just can't ever be good
0, play 2.
with anything. 0-2. This is the race for 8 opening round of 16, where we're giving you extended bonus coverage. Sean Lenning and Danny Cordova. As soon as Danny pulled Sean's name, I thought, wow, this is the one that you circle on the scoreboard or the brackets, because it just seems interesting.
Sean's off to a slow start here. You have to remember, Dave, that Danny Cordova's already played 2 matches in this event. Sean's coming in playing his very first match. Could work to Danny's advantage here, particularly early.
Side out. 0, play 2. Short. Second serve.
Sean has that amazing second serve. You'd almost rather him make his first serve, because he hits that deep left wall crack on the second serve, and very difficult to defend.
Check ball. 1, play 2. Point. 2, play 2.
Dave, it was Andy Nett defeating Luis Moreno.
I think you saw it. You could have saw it off the sidewall. I'll look, yeah. What was that? Okay. I'm going to call point on that one.
Questionable call there from our ref. Kind of a judgment call, but it did look like Danny was screened.
4, play 2.
Dave, what happened in that Luis Moreno huge upset?
It's unbelievable serves from Andy Nett. And Moreno just looking like he didn't come prepared. Just also not motivated to play.
2,
He
play
just
4.
didn't seem like he really wanted to be in there, and you can't do that against top players, and especially veterans like Andy Nett, who has such a great serve. He just manufactured so many points off that serve to the right. You wonder how a person could do it.
Daniel, can you get the doorknob?
And just, moments later when you saw Paul Brady step onto the court, and then he just did it with ease as well.
4, play 2.
And dispatched of Vic Perez in less than 25 minutes. And then you said, well, I guess it's not just Andy Nett. Sean Lenning just blast that ball past Danny Cordova. It was really just amazing serves from Andy, and then he started to get that left
5,
hand
play 2.
to work. And when he does that, his first strike is dangerous because he hits it to your right, you flip it back to his left, and then he puts it away. And he just kept doing that over and over. And Moreno, in game number 2, decided to go to an overhand lob serve, Dave Chapman's second serve, and he was down 9-1 and came back and went up and got a lead against Andy, but then Luis wanted to go down to the hard serve again, and Andy won.
Side out.
But Luis scored with ease with that that lob serve. It was like, well, there's a difference
2,
right there.
play 5.
But Luis, I don't think that's the type of game Luis wanted to play, even though he was scoring points. For some reason, he didn't stick with it.
Second serve.
But then again, Dave, when you just show up to the court 2 minutes before your match is supposed to start with your clothes on and decide to change right here in the lobby and run in and start playing, it doesn't seem like you're prepared,
Well, we've seen him do that for 4 years and hasn't seemed to bother him.
But he's getting older, and there's a time when you just have to say, okay, 27 years old, 26 years old is different
That's
than
old?
being 18, 19, and 17. It isn't to me, but
3,
I don't
play
see
5.
how.
it does make a difference.
Short.
That's why your comment earlier about Danny Cordova playing a couple rounds of qualifiers.
Second serve.
He's 20, 21 years old, and Sean Lenning's 30. I think there's a difference there. And he can do something like that. I don't think Sean can anymore.
Five, play 3.
Amazing serve there from Sean. Just an inch over the short line and hooked 3
6, play
feet
3.
towards the side wall.
Short. Second serve.
And Dave, Andy Nett with a good chance now to go to the semifinals, taking on Colin Crean. Andy's never been to the semifinals of a race event. He's been to the most quarterfinals of any player without ever making the semifinals, and he'll be, Dave, I think a big favorite to go to the semifinals tomorrow.
Dave, let's see what happened here.
I think the ball's broken.
So we'll replay that, I guess. It sounded kind of broken before. Here.
Sean's saying he doesn't think that the ball being broken had any effect on the way the rally ended.
It doesn't matter. The ball's broken.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, the rally ended, and you looked down and saw that the ball was broken. So you can't play with a broken ball, and it didn't happen right when you looked at it. It happened when it hit the last wall or the ground. So it's broken, and it has to be replayed. I know you say you're not sure about it every time that happens, but every single time that rule never has changed. It's still the same rule.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great shot, but it was a great shot with a broken ball.
And this is what I didn't want, was 2 or 3 minute breaks to warm up a new ball. These balls should be warmed up, Dave. There are people paid to do exactly this, to make sure that these balls are warmed up.
Well.
And it's unfortunate that people that are supposed to be paid for this will not be paid.
No,
Sadly for them.
But good for us, because the
Wow.
payment that they get goes right into our bank account.
Direct deposit, of course.
Watching the race for 8.
Now on 3 minutes to warm up a ball when there should be 10 balls up there that have already been warmed up.
Here, I'll take my headsets off. And
well, I'm going to throw mine against the wall. So that's how I deal with it. They're only $1,500 each, so I figure, you know, it's a small price to pay for letting your emotions out. You don't want to bottle your emotions in.
No.
I mean, you don't want me to be all pent up with this frustration, do you?
No, but what I do want is for you to keep letting it out, because I see that you need to let it out. So go ahead, because I'm here to facilitate
resuming
your
play.
feelings.
Sounds like you're not.
I will bill you for this advice later.
6, play 3.
Is that in the form of life coaching or?
Listening, that's all that the life coach does anyway.
But I mean, what's your?
7, play 3.
What's my title?
Yeah.
LC. Definitely life coach.
Okay.
Look at Sean, 2 flat mouses.
Well, that's your favorite shot if you're a
8,
handball
play
player.
3.
The front wall, back wall set up.
I did it on a serve once, so I know I can do it.
Second serve.
Sean is really tough on somebody, particularly the first time they've ever played. And I'm assuming Sean's played Danny before in a tournament, but
9, play 3.
if Sean is going to try to stop somebody's momentum, and you know Danny Cordova certainly has momentum right now from the way he's played recently.
Second serve.
Sean's, as he would say when he gets off the court, I'm just trying to quiet the fans.
Poor court positioning there from Daniel Cordova.
I didn't see the bow bounce. Did you see?
If the ref didn't see it, it's not being replayed.
Okay, let's replay that.
I'm not sure what the argument
9,
there
play
was.
3.
There really shouldn't be. Sean Lenning saw a bad bounce, but it was played, and the referee didn't see anything, and now it's being replayed because Sean talked the referee into a bad bounce. But this court has some strange boards on the ground.
10,
it's sort of something you just have to live with.
Played on these courts for a lot of years and never even noticed the floors bouncing strangely. I know you've said that before, but I've just never seen it.
Yeah, I saw a player in
11,
side
play
court
3.
over here bounce a ball down to serve it, and it didn't come back up. So it hit something dead there.
Hold it, replay.
I'm assuming that
Replay that.
maybe that's not the best court here in the facility, the court, what they call court 2. Really,
11,
it's court
play
3. We're sitting in court number 1, but show court number 2, so it's number 3. And look at that shot from Sean. How he pinches that left corner, gets another point.
12, play 3. Short. Second serve.
And Danny's just out of sorts here. Similar to what's happened to him when he's played Emmett both times
13,
this
play
year.
3.
Just hasn't been competitive at all. Hasn't
Short.
scored more than 4 points in any game against Emmett. Well, with the exception of that last game, he
Second
did
serve.
score 7. But you know, you get in there against a guy like Sean Lenning, it's another level.
Game point, serves 3.
And Sean just
Point.
blows
Game 1.
Danny
3 minutes.
Cordova away there. Ends the game with 2 straight aces. Dave 15-3 in just about 9 minutes. 3 of those minutes were warming up a new ball.
Okay, well, Sean takes care of that. We're also going to take care of this. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in 3 minutes for game number 2 here between Lenning and Cordova. Stick around. More action in just a few minutes here at racefor8.com.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
It's Timothy Green's first day at school.
What's in there? He's
Well,
about
just
to fall over.
anything he might need. There's a box of tissues on the bottom and some Band-Aids. There's a whole first aid kit, actually.
Mom, I can handle it from here.
You don't have to be perfect
Have a great day.
That's too much pressure.
Have the day you have.
to be a perfect parent.
There are two people in the world who want you more than anything. They'll make some mistakes, but they will love you more than you can ever imagine.
There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
So if you say bad bounce and it boom and you saw it, then it's a replay. But if you took the shot and then like a shot or two later, the rally's over and you ask for it, you can't do that. Yep, it's almost like playing all bad bounces unless it's obvious and then it just whoop whoop.
So if it bounces bad and I hit it, then it's the rally's gonna clear it. If I
The rally's gonna continue unless the referee saw it took a really bad bounce or you say it right away.
I just told it.
I'll watch out for it. Did it hit the doorknob or?
I don't know where it hit, but it bounced kind of weird.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind for like if it happens one more time.
All right. Sean will serve the second game. Let's see.
Linesman is definitely ready.
Yeah.
Right, linesman?
All right. Game number 2. Sean serving.
We're back
0
here
play 0.
for game number 2. Sean Lenning's very quick 9-minute 15 to, what was it, 15 to 3 thrashing there against Danny Cordova, and it didn't last long. Danny comes right in
0
on a
play
side
0.
out. Dave, there's so many levels to handball, and Sean almost gets his hand on that ball, but just so many different levels. As soon as you see that Danny Cordova's playing elite handball, defeating a former national finalist, then you see that first game against Sean Lenning, and I know things happen on any given day. Dave, I know you're sore about your loss against Colin Crehan earlier, but that's why we play these matches. Anything could happen. Andy Nett hasn't played on the Pro Tour in almost 2 years, and he defeated Luis Moreno.
Well, Andy had played in every event up until this season and had never defeated a guy in the top 4. Comes out after 12 months away from Pro Tour experience, and he defeats Luis Moreno. How do you explain that?
It's just weird.
1 play
but
1.
Andy looks like he's in great shape, and his serves are amazing. And but back to this one. Sean Lenning here at 1-1.
Second serve.
It was nice to see head referee Abraham Montijo come to the broadcast booth in between to ask about certain things that he saw the referee do wrong here. So it's good to see we have a lead ref asking questions and making sure to get everybody involved.
Smart shot from Sean as Daniel commits to Sean shooting in the left corner, and Sean waited, saw him, and then just blasted the passing shot down the left.
How dangerous is that shot that Sean has where he punches that sidearm fist? Dave, you're on the court with him a lot, and you see it more than a lot of us, but when Sean does that little modified Irish whip punch fist where he punches it down, does he go to the right as well as the left?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, he could do both, but he comes over it and goes down that left
4
wall.
play 1.
Seems like such a dangerous shot, like very hard to get back because it's so deceiving. And then he does that sidearm 90-mile-per-hour paddle. I don't know how Sean gets the leverage to hit that ball so hard, but he does. Ball sounds like it broke. Slaps the front wall. Sean inside out down the right wall, gets another point, 6-1.
6 play 1.
Sean just completely in control here. Not much
7
I can
play
really
1.
say. Danny did not look sharp this morning against Adam Bernhard. Led 15-14 at the half, but went on to cruise in the second half. But I could see at that point, Dave, that he was not ready to play one of these elite guys.
Well, he doesn't. He looks
8
horrible
play
right
1.
now.
Yeah.
It's like all out of sorts. 8-1.
8-1.
And
9.
look at that double bounce serve from Lenning down the
9
right.
play 1.
I believe coming up next, it's Steve Cooney and Nadia Alvarado Jr. on this show court.
1 play 9.
Could be an interesting match.
Is that nerves there? That
9 play 1.
big back wall setup, almost swing and miss type thing, or is that just?
Well, I did it on match point, so I didn't feel nervous. I just completely whiffed it. Sometimes when the ball's moving that slow, you get out in front of it a little bit and rush your swing.
11 play 1.
Look at these tough shots Sean's giving. Oh, that ball made the front wall. Are you serious? Even Sean was walking up there to grab it. There's no way that should have made the front wall. That's impossible.
1 play 11.
The physics say you can't do that from back there. Sean was walking up just to grab it, and the ball somehow hit that left side wall and flew to the front wall. I don't know how you could do that. I guess the handball gods wanted Cordova to get at least 2 points this game.
2 play 11.
Mondo Ortiz takes down Mike Schneider 11-8, so he advances to the quarters. And now a third point for Daniel Cordova.
3 play 11.
And this is where sometimes you see Sean lose his concentration a little bit. Wins the first game so easily.
4 play 11.
He's up big here in the second game. Not to say that Daniel's going to come back here, particularly not when you see Sean hit the ball like that.
11 play 4. Short. What'd you see, Lauren? Huh? Disagree? All right, they both disagree. Replay. 2 serves. But I called short, I think. Did you see? Yeah, I saw it. What did you see? You saw the serve good? You did? All right, I'm going to reverse the call then. Yeah.
It wasn't a crack. I thought Danny did have a chance to return it. In fact, I think he got his hand on it. I don't know if we have instant replay right now or not, Dave.
What was that? No, but I did say short, so maybe he held up a little bit. So yeah.
Now we're going to go back.
Yeah. Let's replay it.
Yeah, I think
Look at
that's
that
the
I
look.
did say short. He could have probably got a hand.
That is not a look you want to get from
Yeah.
Sean Lenning.
Well, this is the right call.
11, play 4.
The referee very indecisive there. Wanted to go with his own gut, decided to change, then came back to his own gut again. And John saying to himself, I guess it was the wrong call. 12
play
to 4
4
here.
And Dave, you just can't do much when you can't defend the serve. And you see Danny's just diving for every ball because Sean's in control of every rally. I mean, there he's finally got an opportunity, but
13, play 4.
he really hasn't hit a good defensive return.
How many errors have we seen, though, from Danny? And there's now 14 to 4 with Lenning 1 point away from advancing here.
Match point, serves 4. Four plays 14.
Danny Cordova here trying to just find something that he can hang his hat on for this match. And there's the 5th point. Dave, I know you just happened to turn
5
away
plays
when
14.
Danny, like we all did. Danny Cordova was able to hit 3 or 4 walls and somehow make the ball go up to the front wall.
Match point, serves 5.
We're going to have to remember this match and go back and try to find it. You wouldn't believe what this ball does. That is horrible. Unbelievable, terrible finish. And Danny just smiling here.
Yeah,
I just don't understand what's going on. Today's just a strange day in New York. Although, you know, you would say that Sean Lenning obviously did what he is supposed to do here, but just players smiling, coming to the courts not prepared. Not saying that Danny did, but certainly a lot of hand airs there. Sean Lenning advancing into the quarterfinals by winning game number 2. First one 15 to 3. Second game, Danny scored 5 points. So we're going to see Sean in the quarterfinals. We'll have Stephen Cooney up against Nadi Alvarado Jr. next as we select that match for the show court. We'll be back and provide you with more handball action here at racefor8.com. Stick with us for Dave Fink, Dave Vincent. We'll have more bonus coverage from New York and the New York Athletic Club next.